Just want to do a quick little midday kind of talk about the market, just because I think we're in a very interesting spot, right? As a swing trader, it's one of those you spend a lot of time waiting and then you spend a little bit of time actually taking the shot. So let's actually go through and let's take a look at what I'm talking about here. So first of all, if we take a look here at the S&P 500, it looks like we are gapping and then potentially selling, right? I spent a lot of time. I was looking at this chart throughout the day, and not gonna lie, this doesn't look great. It looks like it's selling off, but if we zoom out, we have pretty obvious areas to say, was this a successful gap up? And this is where I want to have everyone kind of zoom out and kind of calm down a little bit. And that's yesterday's low. If we're selling off to yesterday's low and it's roughly midday when I'm making this video, if that low ends up getting taken and we close below that low, then that tells us that yes, it's that bounce was a fade, people sold into it. The other scenario is that we're selling in a little bit and then we bounce later in the day. And if that occurs, then that just shows basically there was a lot of buyers that were waiting for some sort of a pullback in order to buy. They missed this initial spike that we had here yesterday and the gap up today, and they're looking to get involved there. So, again, as a swing trader, it's interesting to watch intraday action just to see these two scenarios, right? And just one to kind of blurb out there about how I'm thinking about this is that when I'm watching this, I'm not freaking out, I'm not panicking, I'm not getting mad at the markets. I'm essentially sitting back and saying, what are the scenarios that I see happening at the end of the day? And how would those scenarios be either bullish or bearish and make me want to either buy more stock or sell more? So here's the 30-minute chart here, and you can see every 30-minute candle so far has been down. However, that was the same back here, right? We had a little bit of bounce and then we sold off and then end of the day ripped. There's an old saying that amateurs open the market and professionals close it. So we are in that zone in which we are seeing the amateurs opening the market and we need to see the professionals close it. Then what are some other areas of the market? We all look at the S&P 500. We know that it is big cap tech weighted, but let's start zooming around other charts and see if there's a little bit of a different here. So the Qs, you comparing to yesterday's low, this is the area I'm comparing it to, you can see much more of a range there. If we look at Bitcoin, and then we're comparing that to yesterday's low. Don't know why my trading charts our trading view charts are slowing down here. We look at Bitcoin and we compare that to a 30-minute chart. And you can see compared to the prior day's low or this swing low down here, much, much further, just from a relative basis, really just eyeballing it. It's unscientific, I know, but look how the difference is there as well. So that is being led by semiconductors that are moving higher. So a lot of questions about, as a swing trader, what do you do intraday? Well, I spend most of my time looking to build more strategies for stats edge trading. I will only generally trade things that come through those strategies that happen at stats edge trading. But for me, I'm just looking at the market and seeing, are we going to get buyers come in? So I see semiconductors strong, I see the Qs strong, and then potentially if we have this kind of turnaround, then that would actually add more strength to the S&P 500. So I can take a look at what here on the heat map. I can say, okay, well, it's health technology, communications, and consumer discretionary. Those are the things leading us down when it comes to the S&P 500. So again, it's one of those, just because I'm a swing trader, just because I'm a systems trader, doesn't mean I'm just napping all day. I do like to take a nap from here to there, but I wanted to kind of highlight that this scenario analysis is kind of prepping me for the end of the day when generally take a lot of my triggers. So what I'm doing is I'm saying these are the things that I need to see in order to potentially buy more stocks, and these are the things that I need to see to potentially unload some stocks or to take some stops on some things that I already have, right? So and gets pretty clear, right? if you can make if you can make the decision binary. I'm doing this right off the cusp because I think this is very interesting to talk about right now. uh, if you can do this in a very binary fashion, so for me it's, do we hold yesterday's low? If we hold yesterday's low and we bounce into the end of the day, I'm going to buy more. If we break yesterday's low and we close below it, then I was wrong on my initial buys. Maybe I'll pare some of those down and then wait for a prior day. So try to make your trading as simple as possible. That's one thing that I'm always trying to push people to do is make things simple and simple and simple. Because I think people drastically overcomplicate the idea of trading and they get too crazy. Again, even me as a quant, right? I build the systems tell me what to do, and then for the rest of the time, I'm just kind of watching. But I'm just making things as simple as possible within the confines of those systems. We're in a pretty tough market right now. So I just need to look at, am I a buyer or not? And what do I need to see to be either be a buyer or to not be a buyer? And it's one of those things where, right, we need to just kind of focus and say, in this case, if this happens, I'm a buyer, and if this happens, I'm not. You make the decisions very binary, helps remove the emotions. I'm just now going to walk the dogs, go do things for the rest of the day. I have an alert set on that line, and if that alert doesn't trigger, I'm going to come back at the end of the day. I'm probably going to buy some more stock. So, again, very sporadic, just dump of my brain to you guys. Let me know if you find this kind of thing useful. I can turn on the camera a little bit more and just dump my brain out there if you guys do. If you're interested in trading with an edge, if you're kind of lost in the market and you want statistics behind you, you want algorithms to help you out to look at what to trade, back tested for 30 years, again, come on over to statsedgetrading.com and give that a little shot.